G'day, I'm James Hayward from Jim's Life Coaching in Ballarat. I got into Jim's Life Coaching because I'd spent 28 years in corporate. I had the opportunity, I guess, finding myself at the start of 2024 with a bit of a career crossroads. Being 28 years in corporate, I was thinking, what am I going to do for the next lap of my career? And I wanted to do something that I guess was a bit more meaningful. So I could have just gone back and done another corporate gig, looking at consulting. I was looking at a Jim's Diggers franchise at one point, but I was also just as a sort of secondary option doing some upskilling in life coaching or coaching. So if I went back to corporate, I could be a better coach and leader. But as I got into that, I found that I really loved that work more. I actually then came across the big list of Jim's franchises and I saw life coaching and I thought, wow, I didn't even know that was in existence. So 2 and 2 sort of got put together and then I thought, yeah, I'm going to give that one a crack and do something that's more meaningful for the rest of the next part of my career. Yeah, we help people that are really sort of stuck or struggling in their life. They might not really know, what they really want out of life. So we help with clarity of purpose and direction and setting some goals that really excite them and light them up and make them, really inspired. Often people, they might have goals, but they're getting their own way. So we help them understand what's holding them back. And usually it's them, it's their mindset. So we help them work out what that is and then overcome those things that are holding them back to really create an unstoppable mindset for success and ultimately apply that to any area of their life, whether it be business, finances, their health, relationships, fun and recreation, any area that they want so they can really, truly create the life that they love. What I really enjoy, it's every week, so part of our coaching programs, every week we ask our clients, so what's your win of the week? And it's just amazing to hear the stories that they have and seeing the transformation from when they first started in the program to, even partway through the program to the end, the transformation in their mindset and their thinking and their level of happiness in their life. So, getting the opportunity to see the wins, and they could be small wins, or they could be big ones, or they could be a failure or a loss, but they've really learnt from that and discovered how to sort of change the way they think to then apply that moving forward. And so for me, I get to see that every week and it's just so rewarding. There's probably, I'd say, 3-pronged approach. So obviously with the Jim's network, we've got leads coming from within the Jim network. So 5,500 franchisees, 100 to 150 starting every month. All these people, generally, everyone can benefit from life coaching. So, it's about coming to the Jim's National Training Centre, talking to the new franchisees, and also talking to existing franchisees. We go and talk to them at their monthly meetings or 6 weekly meetings about mindset and the importance of mindset for success in business. So we get some leads through that way. We're part of networking groups. So B&I is a really good networking group where we go and we have our meetings and we can go visit other chapters, make relationships and build relationships. So we're not only having the opportunity to talk to people that are actually in B&I about what they need, perhaps from a life coach, but also them referring us to people that they know that could become our clients. And then finally, it's social media. At the training, people learn a lot about social media and how important that is. And at the end of the day, if you're not putting yourself out there and getting in front of people's eyeballs, then they don't know you exist and you can't help them if they don't know you're there. So yeah, it's those three-pronged approach. Well, I've got a mix of online and in-person coaching that I do. A guy that's in my local area, actually, he found me. I was in the fishing shop and there's a gym next door and he was sitting out the front and he's like, I've got to talk to this guy, whoever he is, when he comes out of the shop. If he comes out of the gym, I'm going to drive off. If he comes out of the fishing shop, I'm going to talk to him. So, getting clients like that, he's like 70 or so and, really wanted that sort of in-person experience, I guess. But we also do online coaching. So I'm coaching people in Perth, Brisbane, Victoria, Sydney, and so on. So we do online, both individual and group coaching sessions. It's a pretty comprehensive training. Obviously, to become a life coach, there's coaching skills and coaching capabilities that you need. And we'll talk about those in a second. But at the end of the day, I'm a product of the product. So I've done the training programs and I've learned how to deliver the training programs as well. So there's 9 months basically of training that we do to actually do the programs ourselves and then actually put them into practice and learn how to deliver them. Well, even coaches need coaches at the end of the day. And, I don't come from a sales background. So we're all overcoming, things that we're not as good at the moment. We're learning to be better at sales as an example. So for me, getting out there and becoming a better salesman every day, I'm doing that. So, that's probably one of the big challenges. And, getting on social media, just making sure that you're consistent and persistent with your social media and you're putting out content there so that people can actually find you. For me, the most rewarding part as I mentioned before, was seeing the transformation in people. I've got clients that, there's one guy, he came to me after seeing my video. He knew himself, which was fantastic, that he was just really negative, a real negative mindset. He'd been suffering from anxiety and depression for 18 months. And just to see the transformation in him over even 6 weeks, he said after the 6-week point that he was feeling more positive about everything in his life, and particularly his work, than he had in the last 12 months. And now he's finished my 12-week program and wants to roll on to the next one. The transformation in him, so initially he came and he was targeting to just target 120K a year, and he was on about 100, and he couldn't open his mind to see how he could possibly earn more than that. 3 weeks ago, he was hitting a run rate of 150 grand a year and doing it easy. And so helping him believe in himself and having the confidence to be a successful business owner and actually have that self-talk as well, that he actually capable of whatever he sets his mind to, mate, that is so rewarding. Well, to be a good life coach, you've got to have communication skills, people skills. You've got to have the ability to hold space for people and let them talk and be a really good listener. We're not trying to solve people's problem by giving them advice. We're helping them discover the problems for themselves. Because most people, they know what to do. They're just getting their own way. And so we help them discover their own answers. And so when they actually discover their own answers, then it's really, truly transformational. That it's all just fuzzy wuzzy. Yeah. It's all about affirmations only and visualization, etc. Well, it's some of that, of course, but it's applied to real life things. So when we talk about life coaching, it's really mindset coaching. Mindset is everything. It's really mindset that makes a difference between people that are really successful in life and people that aren't. When you think about all the things that we help people with, life so broad. We use this thing called the wheel of life, and we look at business and career, finances, love and romance, health, mental and physical health, personal growth and development, fun and recreation. So we can help people in all those areas. One misconception might be that, I only need to see someone when I'm really, really stuck and I can't do anything. But we help people who are really successful still already, but they know they can do more and they can really take it to the next level by setting really amazing goals and really transforming, their self-image about who they are and what they believe is possible to then go after anything they want in life. Well, so the first session for all our programs really is we look at goals. The thing that we do in business and life where we set goals, right? So everybody knows how to set goals. Not everybody does it, but it's not just about setting goals. We're about achieving goals. So we set the goals and we identify what you really, really want in life without even worrying about how you could possibly get there. Just know that if you can imagine it and you can see it, then there's only a time between then and when you can actually bring it to life. So then we set the goals, we get you really emotionally involved in your goals so that you love them. And that's what that gives you then the inspiration to keep going when it gets hard. And it will get hard because some of the things that we need to do to achieve our goals are really tough. They cause us having to do things that we're really uncomfortable with. And for most people, that's enough to stop them, keeping them accountable to then taking action towards those goals. And then we work through with the person, okay, so now what's stopping you? Is it your beliefs? Is it your self-sabotaging behaviors? Is it your image of yourself and what you believe is possible about that you can do, but even what's possible in the broader scheme of the world and society, and often some of those limitations come from your mindset or how you were brought up and your attitudes towards things. So we then help you work out, okay, well, if you've got amazing goals that you really want to achieve, if you look around, everything around you at the moment's the product of your current mindset. We help you shift your mindset to be the one of the person that can actually achieve those goals. And that's what's really powerful about our programs. And so we have weekly sessions where we get together with the clients. We take them through some really key concepts and material that is pivotal to that particular week and the learnings. But, we always say knowing is not doing. And so you can know all this stuff, but until you put it into application through understanding, put it into application with action, then you don't get any results. So that's what we then help people with over the course of the program each week. And we get them to do exercises that help them shift their mindset and put this stuff into action. My franchisor, Sue, she's fantastic. We talk at least once a week, if not more, both from doing the training. So there's obviously ongoing training that we do to keep our skills honed. Could be sales training, learning how to overcome objections and how to be a better salesperson, but even just support. So we were constantly talking about planning for coming weeks or months, about what activities we're going to do to keep driving the Jim's Life Coaching brand and growing it and getting in front of more eyeballs.